Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to our weekly broadcast, Future Forward. Today we are diving deep into a question that touches all of our lives in this digital age. Has human dependence on technology become excessive? It's a fascinating and often debated topic, with technology becoming more integrated into our work, our social lives, and even our homes. To help us explore this, I'm delighted to introduce our two guests. First, we have Ben, a passionate technology enthusiast who believes technology is largely a force for good. Welcome, Ben. And joining us is Chloe, a thoughtful social commentator who often raises questions about the wider impacts of our technological habits. Welcome, Chloe. Our discussion today will begin with opening statements from both Ben and Chloe. Following that, we'll have 2 rounds of discussion where I'll pose some specific questions based on their points. And finally, they will each offer their closing thoughts. We aim to provide you with a balanced perspective, so let's get started.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss something I'm very passionate about. Technology is undeniably a central part of our daily existence now. From the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, many of us interact with various forms of technology. My core argument is that technology is an incredibly powerful and beneficial tool. It empowers us, connects us, and helps us solve problems in ways our ancestors could only dream of. Consider communication, for instance. We can maintain close relationships with friends and family across continents, sharing moments in real time through video calls, which is truly amazing. This wasn't possible just a generation ago. It helps families stay connected and businesses operate globally. When it comes to learning and access to information, the internet is like a giant library open 24/7. Students can research any topic imaginable, access academic papers, and learn new skills through online courses, often for free. This democratizes education and offers opportunities for lifelong learning to everyone, regardless of their location or background. In the workplace, technology drives efficiency and innovation. Automation handles repetitive tasks, allowing humans to focus on more creative and strategic work. Collaboration tools enable teams to work together seamlessly, even if they are in different cities or countries, leading to better outcomes and faster progress. And we cannot forget healthcare. Technology is revolutionizing medical diagnostics, treatments, and research. From advanced imaging systems to AI helping detect diseases earlier, it's saving lives and improving quality of life. Some people worry about our dependence, but I see it as a natural human progression. Think about the invention of writing. It allowed us to store and share knowledge beyond oral tradition. Was that a bad dependence? Or the printing press, which made books widely available? Or cars, which transformed transportation? Each of these innovations made us dependent in some way, but they also propelled society forward. Using smartphones, computers, and the internet is simply the current stage of this ongoing human journey of creating and adopting tools to improve our lives. Of course, responsible use is key. We need digital literacy, critical thinking about online information, and an awareness of potential downsides like misinformation or overuse. But to label our current use as, quote, excessive across the board seems to overlook the immense positive impact and the fact that we are still learning to integrate these tools optimally. In conclusion, I firmly believe that technology offers far more advantages than disadvantages. It is a catalyst for progress, and we should embrace its potential while managing its challenges wisely.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Ben, for your perspective. I certainly acknowledge that technology has brought many conveniences and solutions, as Ben has outlined. However, my central argument is that our reliance on these technologies has, in many cases, crossed a line into excessive dependence, and this is having noticeable negative consequences on us as individuals and as a society. One of the most significant impacts I see is on our fundamental social skills. We are increasingly communicating through screens rather than face-to-face. While this can be useful for long distances, it often lacks the nuance of in-person interaction, the body language, the tone of voice, the shared physical presence that builds deeper understanding and empathy. Young people, in particular, might find it harder to navigate complex social situations in the real world if most of their interactions are mediated by a device. This can lead to feelings of awkwardness or anxiety in social settings. Secondly, there's the growing concern for our mental well-being. The always-on culture fostered by constant connectivity can be incredibly stressful. Many feel a pressure to be constantly available, to respond immediately to messages and emails, blurring the lines between work and personal life, and leading to burnout. Social media platforms, while offering connection, can also be a source of anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression. The curated, often unrealistic portrayals of others' lives can lead to social comparison and feelings of inadequacy. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a real phenomenon driven by seeing others' activities online, and excessive screen time itself is linked to sleep problems and reduced physical activity. Thirdly, I am concerned about the erosion of essential life skills. We are outsourcing more and more of our cognitive functions to our devices. Ben mentioned cars and writing. Those were tools that expanded human capability in a foundational way. But what about when a tool replaces a skill we should maintain? For instance, if we rely solely on GPS for navigation, even in familiar areas, do we lose our innate sense of direction and our ability to read maps or understand our surroundings spatially? If we use calculators for every simple sum, does our mental arithmetic ability decline, making us less confident with numbers in everyday situations? This isn't about being anti-progress. It's about questioning whether all dependence is progress, especially when it might make us less resilient or capable without our devices. Therefore, my opening position is that we urgently need to find a healthier balance. We must learn to consciously manage our use of technology, ensuring it serves our human needs rather than creating new dependencies that diminish us.
Thank you both for those comprehensive opening statements. You've clearly laid out your positions and the complexities involved. Ben, Chloe has expressed strong concerns about technology's impact on our social skills and the quality of our interactions. She mentioned a lack of nuance in online communication and potential difficulties in real-world social settings. From your viewpoint, how do you address these specific concerns? Can technology truly foster deep and meaningful social connections? Or is it more of a supplement, as Chloe suggests?
That's a very important point, Sarah, and I appreciate Chloe's concerns about the quality of interactions. While I agree that face-to-face communication has unique qualities, I don't think online communication is inherently superficial or detrimental to social skills. It's a different mode of interaction with its own strengths. Technology allows us to maintain connections that might otherwise fade due to distance or busy schedules. Think of elderly relatives connecting with grandchildren via video calls, or friends collaborating on creative projects online. Furthermore, for individuals who might be shy or socially anxious in person, online platforms can sometimes provide a more comfortable space to express themselves and build confidence before engaging in face-to-face interactions. Many online communities are built around shared interests, from book clubs to gaming groups to support networks for people with specific health conditions. These can provide immense social support and a sense of belonging. These connections are often very deep and meaningful, and frequently lead to in-person friendships and gatherings. So it's not an either-or situation. Online and offline social lives can complement and enrich each other. The key is intentionality, using these tools to actively nurture relationships rather than passively scrolling. It's about how we use the technology, not the technology itself being the problem. It also helps people practice communication. For example, writing thoughtful emails or messages requires clarity and consideration, which are valuable skills.
Ben, you highlight the benefits of maintaining long-distance relationships and finding niche communities, and I concede those points can be valuable. However, my concern remains about the overall shift in how we socialize and the potential downsides that come with it, especially for everyday local interactions. While some may find comfort online, for many, the constant exposure to curated online personas can make real-life interactions seem less exciting or more challenging. People might present an idealized version of themselves online, which isn't sustainable or genuine in face-to-face settings. This can lead to disappointment or a feeling that real life doesn't measure up to the online world. Moreover, the sheer volume of superficial online interactions, like likes or brief comments, might give a false sense of connection, while true, empathetic engagement is lacking. And what about the impact on family life? When families are together, but each member is absorbed in their own device, are we truly connecting? Or are we merely coexisting in the same physical space, while being mentally distant? This snubbing someone in favor of your phone is a common experience and can make people feel ignored and devalued in their most important relationships. So while technology can bridge distances, I worry it can also create new distances between people who are right next to each other, eroding the quality of our most immediate social fabric. It's this erosion of deep, present moment connection that I believe is a significant cost of our current technological habits.
These are critical points about the evolving nature of our social connections in the digital age. Thank you both. Chloe, moving to another concern you raised in your opening, the potential loss of basic cognitive and practical skills due to over-reliance on technology. You mentioned navigation and mental arithmetic. Could you elaborate on why you see this as a problem, especially when Ben argues that technology frees us up for higher-level thinking?
Certainly, Sarah. While I understand Ben's point about technology handling mundane tasks, I believe there's a distinction between offloading tasks and losing fundamental abilities that contribute to our overall competence and resilience. Take navigation. Learning to navigate using a map, landmarks, or a sense of direction isn't just about getting from A to B. It develops spatial awareness, observation skills, and problem-solving abilities. If we completely surrender this to GPS, we might become less observant of our surroundings and less capable if the technology fails. If our phone battery dies in an unfamiliar place, for example, that can be a genuine safety concern. Similarly, with mental arithmetic, doing simple calculations in our head is not just about getting the answer. It keeps our minds sharp, improves number sense, and is useful in many everyday situations where pulling out a calculator isn't practical or quick. When we rely on technology for instant answers, whether it's for a math problem or a factual query, we might bypass the cognitive processes involved in deeper learning and critical thinking. Learning often involves making mistakes, struggling with a concept, and working through it. If answers are always readily available, do we develop the patience and persistence needed for genuine understanding and innovation? My concern is that we might be raising a generation that is very good at finding information, but perhaps less skilled at analyzing it critically, connecting disparate ideas, or solving problems from first principles without technological aids. It's about maintaining a cognitive toolkit that makes us adaptable and resourceful, not just efficient operators of devices.
Chloe, your points about maintaining core abilities are valid, but I think the picture is more nuanced. It's less about losing skills and more about skills evolving. Technology, rather than making us dumber, can actually augment our intelligence and learning capabilities if used correctly. Access to vast amounts of information, as I mentioned, is a huge advantage for learning. Online learning platforms offer interactive simulations, personalized learning paths, and access to experts that traditional methods often can't match. This can make learning more engaging and effective for many. Regarding tools like GPS or calculators, I see them as cognitive offloading tools. Our brains have limited processing capacity. By offloading simpler tasks, we free up cognitive resources to tackle more complex problems, to be more creative, or to learn more difficult concepts. Think of a scientist using a powerful computer to analyze massive datasets. This doesn't make the scientist less intelligent. It allows them to make discoveries that would be impossible otherwise. The key new skills are about digital literacy, how to find reliable information online, how to critically evaluate sources, how to use digital tools for collaboration and creation. These are sophisticated cognitive skills in themselves. So instead of focusing on what might be lost, I think we should focus on cultivating these new essential literacies and integrating technology into education in ways that enhance critical thinking, not replace it. It's about teaching students to ask the right questions, to use technology as a research and problem-solving partner, rather than just a source of instant answers. Thank you, Sarah. As we conclude, I want to reiterate my fundamental belief. Technology is a powerful and overwhelmingly positive force in our lives. What is sometimes described as excessive dependence is, in most cases, simply humanity embracing new and efficient tools to enhance our capabilities and improve our world, much like we have always done throughout history. We've discussed how technology revolutionizes communication, allowing us to build and maintain relationships across any distance, fostering global communities and understanding. We've touched upon its incredible impact on learning, providing unprecedented access to knowledge and new ways to develop skills, freeing our minds for more complex and creative endeavors. The advancements in healthcare, science, business, and countless other fields are testaments to the power of technological innovation. These benefits are tangible and vastly improve the human condition. Yes, there are challenges. We must be mindful of how we use these tools, promote digital literacy, address issues like misinformation, and ensure technology serves humanity's best interests. But these are challenges of adaptation and responsible stewardship, not reasons to fear progress or to unduly restrict the use of tools that offer so much potential. My final message is one of optimism and encouragement. Let's continue to thoughtfully integrate technology, to innovate responsibly, and to harness its power to solve the great challenges before us and build an even brighter future for everyone. It's about smart adoption, not fearful rejection.
Thank you, Sarah. My closing thoughts echo my earlier concerns. While technology offers many benefits, we must remain vigilant about the nature and extent of our dependence on it. It is not about rejecting technology wholesale, but about fostering a more conscious, intentional, and balanced relationship with it, one where human values and well-being remain paramount. Throughout our discussion, I've emphasized the importance of safeguarding our real-world social skills and the depth of our human connections, ensuring that digital interactions augment, rather than replace, genuine presence and empathy. We must also prioritize our mental health, creating boundaries with our devices, resisting the pressures of constant connectivity, and cultivating offline activities that nourish our minds and spirits. Furthermore, preserving our fundamental cognitive and practical abilities, the capacity for independent thought, problem-solving without immediate technological aid, and basic life skills, is crucial for our resilience and autonomy. Losing these skills in the name of convenience would be a profound loss, making us more vulnerable and less adaptable in the long run. My final plea is for a collective effort towards mindful technology use. We need to teach our children and remind ourselves to be masters of our tools, not servants to them. Let's strive for a future where technology empowers us without diminishing our essential humanity, where we control the off switch, and where we value silence, reflection, and direct human experience as much as we value digital connection. The goal is a sustainable and healthy integration, not an unquestioning embrace of every new technological trend.
Thank you so much, Ben, and thank you, Chloe, for a truly insightful and thought-provoking discussion today. Your differing perspectives have illuminated the many facets of this important issue. We've heard Ben's optimistic view of technology as a transformative tool for progress, enhancing our lives in myriad ways, provided we approach it with wisdom and responsibility. And we've heard Chloe's cautionary voice urging us to maintain balance and protect our core human attributes, our social connections, mental well-being, and innate skills from potential erosion by excessive technological dependence. It's clear that there are no easy answers, and the right relationship with technology is likely something we must continually negotiate, both as individuals and as a society. I hope today's conversation has encouraged all of you in our audience to reflect on your own technology use, how it serves you, how it challenges you, and how you can cultivate a healthy, intentional relationship with it. Thank you for tuning into Future Forward. We look forward to you joining us again next week.